This is Spencer Horn with Spencer Horn Solutions, and today I want to talk to you about our Elevate Your Leadership webinar. This Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are having the second part of a two-part series on productivity. And I have some suggestions I want to share with you on how to become more productive later in this video. Just a few of the ideas that I had that we've talked about and that I've learned over the years and that a lot of people use in their productivity to increase their output. So I am going to talk to you today about a paradox in productivity. We are all attempting to get more done with less. That's a reality. And productivity is about getting more output for the amount of input of time and energy and resources that you have. So the idea is to maximize the amount of productivity and creating the conditions on the team that allow you to have the greatest productivity. As a matter of fact, we'll have that discussion in an additional webinar on creating the conditions that allow productivity to happen. So the paradox of productivity right now, however, is that we have more technology and more means to be resources to be more productive than ever. However, it's really also impacting our productivity negatively. Think of all the technology that we have, smartphones that allow us to be continually connected, to be able to communicate and research and really increase our productivity. We have email, we have contact management systems, we have all of this technology that is supposed to help us be more productive and at the same time can actually decrease our productivity. Social media can take away our attention. Our cell phones, we are constantly looking at emails or buttons and buzzers and all these different things are distracting us. So here are the really the challenges that we are facing that are creating a productivity paradox. Number one, we are having to make more decisions today than ever. We have to make them more quickly, and so therefore we have to be able to use our brains more effectively and efficiently in order to be more productive. We talk about how to do that in our Elevate Your Leadership webinar. Secondly, our focus is under unprecedented attack, as I just shared with you, with all the different things that are coming at us. We have to learn how to focus our attention to be absolutely the most productive. Thirdly, we suffer from really a drain on our energy, and we're attempting to do so much, and people end up working longer hours and sleeping less, and as a result, their productivity is actually going down. And I've talked about this in some other of my video messages in the past, that we've got to maintain our energy and reduce our dependence on things like stimulants. We actually reduce our productivity when we rely on these types of products. And so it's really important that we understand how to utilize our thinking the best possible way, how to focus our attention, and how to keep our energy up. And I've got a few other suggestions I want to share with you on this video, and I'm going to do it out on the trail, hiking and mountain biking.
Good morning. This is Spencer Horn with Spencer Horn Solutions, and I am doing one of the things I love to do best, out for an early morning ride in the desert. And what I want to talk to you about today is productivity. So I want to share with you two thoughts on this segment. I'm going to share more when I get back to the office. But the first thing is really about mindset. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs and salespeople, and anybody that's in business has to be entrepreneurial and really focus on growing and developing their business. And that can be discouraging from time to time. And case in point, I was just talking with another entrepreneur in the last couple of days who was very discouraged about his business development efforts. They weren't having the success that he wanted to have. And so the feeling was, I'm going to give up and maybe just, throw in the towel. And those were some of his real thoughts. Because in order to be truly productive, we have to stay on course and have a plan to get us through those tough times. And so I'll give you an example. Something I learned about 17 years ago in business development was really tied to a story. Let's say it's your birthday and you got 3 cards for your birthday. And what are you looking for when you have a card for your birthday? usually looking for a check or some money or something like that. So you open these 3 envelopes, and the first one, there's no money. Oh man, what a bummer. Okay, you open the second one, there's no money. Then you open the third and there's no money. You are completely dejected because what you were hoping for did not materialize. On the other hand, what if you got 100 cards for your birthday? And you open that first one and that second one and the third one, and there's no money in them. Yet, do you give up? Do you stop and say, man, this is going to be a terrible day? I didn't get what I was looking for. No, because you have 97 more with the potential of a gift or money in those. And so the lesson is that you've got to create massive action in order to have the success that you want. And so productivity requires that you have a plan to do that effectively. And we'll talk about that later in the webinar. But so for me, an example for me that happened yesterday, I had a scheduled face-to-face appointment with a potential client that was very important. And he was a no-show. And I'm sure that's never happened to any of you. But it can be discouraging. And you can be like, man, this day is not going to go well, and it can really mess with your mindset. And so I got back to the office and opened my notebook with my plan, and there I saw another 50 potential opportunities that I had worked on earlier. And all of a sudden my engagement went skyrocketed, and I got back on my plan, I got focused, I got back in the saddle, and my productivity went up, and I was able to push through that discouragement and challenging mindset to have a productive day. But that doesn't happen without a plan. And so you get to do that and make sure that you're able to stay on track and keep yourself motivated through the discouraging times, because they'll come. I mean, you'll have a phone call that doesn't go well. You'll have people that don't call you back. You'll have emails that go unanswered, and people get discouraged and feel like, well, maybe this isn't for me. You've got to be able to push through that with massive action. And remember, if you have a plan that basically gives you 100 envelopes, you're going to be able to push through when you open some up and they're not full of a gift or they're empty. So that's number one. Number two, as part of productivity, it's keeping your energy up. And again, that's what I'm doing here today. I got up early this morning out here at 6 o'clock because well, first of all, I love being out in nature, and that re-energizes me. But in addition to that, it helps me to keep my energy high so that I'm not working and getting tired through the day. A lot of managers say, well, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to not do this, because if I don't, then I have increased lethargy and productivity goes down. So these are the 2 comments I wanted to make this morning, and we'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. This is Independence Day, out enjoying beautiful nature like I like to do. Part of being free and independent is being able to be productive with the time that you have. Identify all the tasks that you do throughout your day and look at those tasks and assign a dollar value to them. For example, email. What would it take to hire someone to do that for you on an hourly basis? And then, for example, analysis or sales calls or doing more high value work. Put a dollar value to it. Think of the work that you have to do that takes the most amount of brain power and energy. And then identify the part of your day where you have the most energy and the most brain power. And then assign those tasks, those high dollar value or high value tasks during that time when you're most productive. This will help you get the most out of your day for the time that you have. So that's another tip on being productive. Join us this week on our Elevate Your Leadership webinar. We look forward to seeing you soon.